3.
Uh-oh, How are you doing today, Crystal?
I'm good. I'm good. What are you wearing? What is this?
3D glasses.
Oh, yeah, I got them too.
Well, what did we just go see?
Yeah. But
Really? Folks, come on. You know, my opinion, 3D, I think 3D is one of the most horrible things out here today. Now, some of you say, oh yeah, 3D, it's all amazing. It has its quirks, it has its ups and downs. No, it not. Me and Crystal went to go see Iron Man. What did you think, Crystal, of Iron Man?
well, Iron Man 3 in 3D. There was never a time when I felt like, wow, that really popped out at me.
Yeah. I was sitting there and I was waiting for...
So, I mean, I saw the new Texas Chainsaw in a dollar theater in 3D, and at least there was times when, you know, the axe was like, whoa, wow, that was close. Not in this.
No, nothing. Nothing popped out. It was just like, come on, give me something, because the fact is you got a lot of good actors in this movie, and you're saying good action, explosions, fires everywhere. Not even once. Not even once. It's just like, I
kind of forgot I was watching 3D about 20 minutes into it, if that.
I was on the phone with Crystal last night, and I said to her, she said, well, Tommy, I'm going to be purchasing the tickets.
And the popcorn and the drinks.
And the popcorn and the drinks, but... And
so I'm like, let's just see it 3D, because I haven't seen a 3D movie in a while, and it's Iron Man 3, and it's got to be cool, right? It wasn't really.
My resistance was, I'm like, Crystal, I'm seeing 3D, I'm not impressed with it, and she's like, well, I'm buying the tickets, we're going to see it that way. I'm just like, I understand that, you know, you don't bite the hand that's purchasing the ticket, you know?
Correct, you are, sir.
But let's dig into this piece of shit.
Well, okay, so it actually wasn't as big of a piece of crap as I thought it was going to be.
How could you say it wasn't a piece of shit?
Okay, aside from the 3D, pretend the 3D thing didn't happen. There was I thought that there were some decent aspects to the movie, and the things about it that I didn't like, well, that seems to be the sort of the pattern for Iron Man. Like, there's two things that Iron Man has done in all of its movies, in my opinion, and that is, one, the dialogue gets a little bit like, they interrupt each other a lot, you know, to try to create that realism, and it gets a little bit overdone. And then the humor mixed with the action is a little bit overdone. Because we've got, like, here's Rhodey and Tony going into, like, you know, save the president and beat the bad guy, and Pepper's in trouble, and they're making jokes.
Pepper? Wait a minute, did you just say the girl's name is Pepper?
Well, you know, Pepper Potts.
Pepper, oh, you know, oh my gosh, that is one of the most... You know, coolest Dorothy, Sarah, Darla, you know, Pepper Potts. What kind of name is that? It's like, I have my brother's dog, his name is Pepper. Here, Pepper! Here, Pepper!
Yeah, it is kind of a strange Pepper. Yeah.
And Potts. It's a plant. My God. I hate to be so nitpicky, but I heard that name and I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, I know. It isn't really the best name. But Tony and Rhodey are going in to save her. This is some serious stuff, and they're making jokes. And I'm not saying that the jokes aren't funny. Sometimes they really are funny, and some other times it's just like, okay, all right, you know what? We get it. We get it. Tony Stark, you're a funny guy. You're the funny playboy billionaire. We got you. We got you. All right.
But one of the things that really got me as the movie is starting, they do Blue Man. They do, you know, he lives in a blue little house, in a blue little window, in a blue...
Oh, yeah, that 90s song.
Yes, and that's 90s...
I kind of like that song.
Yeah, it was a cool song. I'm just like thinking...
Except for the chorus, because then it's just... The intro is the actual song, and then the dialogue begins at the chorus of the song, which is simply...
It's a party.
Yeah.
And of course, yeah, that's the first thing I say. I'm like, really? That's how you're gonna start an Iron Man movie now? Yeah. The blue song, and like, I'm like, what did we go back? And they said, yeah, 1990.
Yeah, 1999.
1999.
First scene in the movie was in 99, and that gives you the whole kind of backdrop for the movie. And then I don't know. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to know how the movie goes, then I guess maybe don't watch any more of this review. But one huge thing about this movie, I think, was, and for a lot of people, I'm sure, was that Ben Kingsley was going to be Mandarin, right?
Yeah.
I said gonna be. Because he ain't exactly Mandarin.
No, he's not.
I mean, when the first 2 times you see Ben Kingsley as Mandarin, you're like, wow, this guy looks really creepy, he's really evil, oh my gosh, he has got a lot of intent behind what he's doing. And then, he actually isn't really Mandarin. He is the face for Mandarin.
Yes, and the one thing is, there was one fact he mentioned in there was about the fortune cookie. I was actually walking out of the movie theater to get refill, drink, and popcorn, and I hear Ben Kingsley say, "Did you know that the fortune cookie
isn't really Chinese, it's an American invention. And of course it is, because it's hollow, full of lies, and leaves a bad taste in your mouth." And you're like, wow, this guy really hates America.
Yeah, he hates
and he
it.
kind of gave a good point. So he's like, yeah, you're kind of like, yeah, America kind of is a jerk sometimes, and he doesn't like America, so yeah, let's see what happens. And then he's not even Mandarin. And when his character changes, it changes drastically. He ends up being like sort of
hothead,
like a
comedy.
druggy, yeah. And he's still great. I don't care what role you put Ben Kingsley in, he's going to be great. But I feel like he got a little bit reduced. And although the idea behind it was neat, because I didn't really like the way it was executed, but I liked that the real bad guy used Ben Kingsley as like the face of evil, even though it wasn't really him, so that he could sneak around and do the real bad stuff.
Now, and the thing is in the whole through the movie, basically, spoiler, Iron Man gets his house destroyed, every suit is destroyed.
Oh, and all of his cars.
All of his cars.
That was painful to watch. I'm like, no, not Stark Mansion.
No!
It just fell into the ocean.
It's CG, and like, it's just like saying...
And here, it's in 3D, right? You think that'd be awesome? No, not really.
No, nothing's flying at you. None of the chunks and pieces of cars, fancy cars, are coming out of the screen. And you're just...
That was like the only thing, was that one car that was falling kind of came at you a little, barely.
Even at Titanic, I saw Titanic in 3D with some of my other friends. I did a review on it, but it got cut up, and it was like me saying, "Oh, look, a turd inside of a bag," but the thing was, they didn't do a good job in Titanic with the brilliant shot. That movie was made in 1997, and how you could smear a turd on a great movie like Titanic. Which people say I look like the actor from that movie.
No, you do not look like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's what it says in Google Plus. People say you look like a fatter version of Leonardo DiCaprio. My relatives in Germany say that I look like Leonardo DiCaprio. A thin version of myself looks like Leonardo DiCaprio. But we're running off track here. But the one thing I really want to rip in about this movie is, okay, so he flies off, and after going through all these obstacles, after his house is destroyed, he flies off, and he ends up in Tennessee, but really, he was in North Carolina, because Iron Man 3 was shot in North Carolina. So really, it was actually in North Carolina where it was shot. I said it was somewhere, I heard it was somewhere in Asheville.
I don't know if it was in Asheville or not. I never heard about that. But, yeah, they claimed that they were in Tennessee in the movie. But, yeah, there was a lot of dialogue parts. The thing between Tony Stark and the kid was, there was something good about it, there was something bad about it at the same time. I thought that there was a little bit of sort of forced jokes in there that didn't really work all that well, but,
yeah.
You know, whatever. All in all, though, I really actually thought it was better than I originally thought it was before I saw it.
Yeah. The thing is, my opinion, with the kid is like, with movies, they typically, what they do is, you never see the parent figure. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, what is my son doing with a multi-billionaire and walking around with him? And
at no point did you think that, why is my kid hanging out in the garage all the time with this strange man? Maybe I should check him out. I'm too busy working third shift at the diner and snorting whatever.
Drama with my sisters and trying to make things good do. Yeah.
In Rosehill, Tennessee, where we all missing half our teeth.
Oh, yeah. And one of the things was to see Tony Stark pull out his watch and say, "Oh, it's original," and it's a Dora the Explorer
Oh yeah,
watch.
it's limited edition, the Dora Explorer watch, because the son, he needed a watch, so the boy went and got him his sister's watch, which was the Dora Explorer watch. That was kind of cute. That was kind of funny. There were several things that were pretty funny that made me laugh pretty hard, but
big spoiler alert. I hate if you haven't seen the movie, you probably not want to watch the end of this. But here's the thing.
Oh yeah, the biggest thing.
Biggest thing is Iron Man is no longer Iron Man. He removes his chest piece.
And he actually then successfully removed the shrapnel.
Yeah, the
from his
shrapnel
heart.
when he was over in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And so now he says, "Oh, I'm still Iron Man." You're not Iron Man. You don't have the chest thing in your chest.
No, you're just Tony Stark now.
You're just Tony.
Minus all of your fancy cars and your billionaire house, Playboy house. Yeah, you're really just a regular guy.
But what was interesting is, like, towards the end is, like, one thing Tony Stark says to Pepper, he's like, he comes to save her, and he has all these little drones and flying around and everything. So he's like...
Well, do you know what's really cool, another spoiler alert, is because of the weapon, or the power that the enemy has in the movie, because Pepper ends up getting that sort of happening to her. You'll see what it is. I don't even know how to explain it. She actually ends up saving Tony.
Yeah, she saves Tony. But the one thing that really caught me is Tony says, and when you say you're going to catch a girl, you're going to catch her. You reach...
Yeah, when you say, "Trust me, I'll catch you," and then she falls 200 feet. Like, I was actually expecting him to be a little bit more emotional about it.
Me
he was
too.
just sort of like, "Shucks."
Shucks.
Oh,
like,
shucks.
Shucks, let me go off and make
You're
a
like,
video.
and it's, yeah, let me go off and like, yeah, I'm gonna go make a joke with Brody over here 2 minutes later.
And meanwhile, my girlfriend is burning in the fire on top of the trailer, and
That was the dead giveaway that Pepper was gonna be okay, is because there was literally no real shocked reaction from him that lasted more than like 5 seconds. So you're like, well, obviously Pepper's gonna come back.
Yeah, obviously. And through this whole movie, Crystal is sitting there and she's riding in the dark with these 3D glasses on.
I'm like, I can't see it.
Yes, and I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, okay. There
wasn't really much to write about. I was waiting for like, okay, exceptionally good parts, exceptionally bad parts. There really aren't any exceptionally good or bad parts. It's kind of just okay, average, like, okay, third Iron Man, gotcha. Pretty much exactly what I expected it to be.
So to wrap this review up, just to say, if you want to go see Iron Man 3...
Don't freaking pay for 3D, that's all I gotta say.
That's what I gotta say, me and her. And
don't go to the Biltmore Grand.
Did we miss anything else that we want to give to the audience and say that what Iron Man is?
It had a few plot twists. I'll say that was probably the greatest part about it, is that whether they have been good for the better or they could have been done better, there were 3 or 4 or 5 plot twists, so that was kind of neat.
Several plot twists, and just to say, some of your other comments I read towards the end. Crystal, some of the comments I looked at it, and one of them I deleted the comments, but
don't delete them. Keep them there.
Some of them said meth, and meth.
Oh, me.
Yeah, they're making comments to you, and
clearly they've never seen meth heads.
Apparently, well, and here's the thing. Another thing
I think
is,
I have like sunken cheeks and like dark circles under my eyes and like black teeth. If I was a meth head.
Somebody also explained. Somebody said a comment like, "You should have babies with Crystal, and you should get married." Give your friendship relationship with me, and just be honest with them, and just say what it is.
Yeah, we're just buds. Actually, my daughter and my boyfriend / fiance are in my house right now. So.
Yes, and if I wanted to have babies with Crystal, it'd be up to her, because that would be...
As in, he wants to have babies with me, and I don't. That's been well established. But I still love this man anyway, just platonically.
I forget how we just made.
We forgot our catch line. So
Been a movie review.
And we
don't
see Iron Man in 3D. See you later.
See you later.